and it is yellow, and that's the number 10 of Tyler Hill, making his 4th ARCA start all this season. He goes around. How much damage does he have? For a long while. Here's one more look. Tyler Hill going around, keeps it off the wall. Fresh General tires, and he'll get a chance to restart coming up in just a moment. And we see the aftermath of it.
Yeah, he could have cut down a right front tire prior to getting into the wall, but obviously you see the tires shredding, doing a tremendous amount of damage to that right front corner. At Kansas, as we watch Harrison Burton with trouble.
Travis Braden, hard into the wall, goes around. Is everybody going to clear him? And did anyone else make contact? Caution number 3, a third of the way through, and it does include Joe Kraft Jr., a winner at Berlin just about a month plus ago. What happened here?
You see the 77 right side of your screen is into the back of the 27. Don't know if maybe the 27 didn't get loose first. That's going to force the 77 up into the outside wall as well as the 27.
Let's see what we can see from Gus Dean's on board.
It looks like the 77 may have been trying to get under the 27 of Travis Braden. There wasn't any room, and he may have just gotten to the back of him and turned him around.
He's already got planned, at least for the near term, what's next. As we see one go around, the 68 of Kevin Hinkle sliding through the grass with damage on the front end. 4th caution of the night at Kansas.
Kevin did a good job not letting that car slide back up onto the racetrack.
And Hinkle just slides up.
I really don't think that Hinkle realized that Sheldon was approaching, because it looked like the right front tire was up on that car. It wasn't a flat tire. I don't know, from that angle, it really looked like that Kevin had a lot of wheel into that car, so maybe he did have some sort of an issue, maybe a low tire. You see, obviously, that right front tire is flat now. That tire could have been going down, and that's what caused him to go so wide off that corner.
Self is going to try to split him. They make slight contact. Herring spins halfway. Now he's going around. Caution. Drew Herring dominated this race. Takes some slight contacts. And he's come to a stop.
The 18 of Riley was pulled down the block. Michael Self went through the middle. Then he and the 19 of Drew Herring made contact. It got Drew up into the loose stuff a little bit. Drew did a nice job not getting into the outside wall any more than he did. Jumped in the throttle to keep that car from sliding back up on the racetrack.
He almost saved it. Here it is one more time after they make that first contact. Goes halfway around, tries to hang on to it, can't quite get it done. Caution number 5, another restart in the season finale from Kansas coming up. Robach coming back. Self gonna make it 3 wide. Contact. Decker goes around into the grass. Caution number 6 as Self squeezed just barely in front. And more problems on the racetrack.
It didn't look like Cody Robach could hold his car down. He made contact with Natalie, and around Cody Robach's trying to get by on the inside and just could not hold his car down. Natalie had to give Michael Self some room up on the outside. Cody Robach may not have realized that, thought she would move up the racetrack a little bit more. She didn't, and they made the contact.
How much she can do there, is there?
No, there sure wasn't.
Car. He sweeps into 3rd, and Glasson is going to come around too. Glasson in the top 5, and we've got 2 more into the wall. It's Zane Smith and Gus Dean.
Yeah, there was contact between the 32 of Gus Dean, and that took Zane Smith out. Zane had nowhere to go. Watch the contact between the 18 and the 32. And then again, Zane Smith was just running along the high side with nowhere to go, absolutely nowhere to go. They just ran out of room racing into turn number 3. I don't think Riley realized that the 32 of Gus Dean was down there, because he turned left, made contact with Gus.
Yeah, he had the momentum with Alfredo in front of him, so he was sliding down to keep from hitting him.
Yeah, I think Riley was going to try to go underneath the 40 of Alfredo. Did not realize that Gus Dean was there.
Challenging Self for 2nd, and Munter is in the wall. Restarted in 7th in position for her best finish ever. And she made contact, and then significant contact with the wall. Natalie Decker just ahead of her.
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell if there was any contact or not.
Final
Kevin.
few turns. He wrapped up the championship with his first laps in practice as Michael Self has a problem. He'll try to limp his way to the finish. Meanwhile, Sheldon Cree is going to cap off a championship with his 4th win of the season. Coming to the checkered flag, Sheldon Cree has a magical 2018 season. He's the champion and wins the season finale in Kansas.
And now they can celebrate in style.
Back for the Chiefs, who's really taken off, and a caution on the racetrack. We have a car coming to pit road. That would be Jamie McMurray.
It's all fire underneath.
Yeah.
Out of the wheel well.
Here's what happened, Jeff. Ooh.
Yeah, we saw it was Darlington, I believe.
Yep.
That
same scenario. We don't know if it's the same issue, but same scenario for Jamie McMurray. And happened in an opportune place entering turn 3. And there's the fire you were talking about, Jeff. Boy, Murray.
It's all fire underneath.
Yeah.
Out of the wheel well.
Here's what happened, Jeff. Ooh.
Yeah, we saw it was Darlington, I believe.
Yep.
That
same scenario. We don't know if it's the same issue, but same scenario for Jamie McMurray. And happened in an opportune as he race place entering week as turn 3. And there's the fire you were talking about, Jeff. Boy, Jamie McMurray.
It's all fire underneath.
Yeah.
Out of the wheel well.
Here's what happened, Jeff. Ooh.
Yeah, we saw it was Darlington. We saw Jimmy Johnson have trouble in that same spot on the racetrack, and he was able to side it to save it. Kyle, you can see right here, the back of the car starts coming around, chasing it up the racetrack. Just ran out of room.
Man, what else can go wrong with that 42 team this week? They're now 36 below the cut line, going to a backup car here with 14 minutes to go. First practice session in Kansas.
Hard into the wall already. The 7 and the 20. 2 of the main contenders for the championship.
And Cole Custer, Cindric.
Allgaier got loose, got into the back of the 20. Allgaier into the wall. The 20 also major damage. Didn't even return 2.
7 just gets loose, goes up the track, makes contact with Christopher Bell. Bell backs it in the wall. Look at that hard contact for the 22. An absolute nightmare for the playoff contenders. Justin Allgaier and Christopher Bell right here side by side. The 2 drivers with all the points in their bucket. They have the lead coming into the race because of their performance in the regular season. They're going to give it all back right here on the initial start of the race.
98 getting in there. Big hit right here by the 23.
Wow, that was a big hit.
Yeah, Michael Annette came in there and made contact.
This is the danger. You know, both of these guys qualified well. They were right near each other, so when something happens, they take each other. But now an opportunity has been created for other people that needed a little bit of help. Let's see if they can take advantage of this. I mean, this is the last round with a shot to win a championship, and on the first lap, you get in a wreck.
First turns. They couldn't even get through turn 2, and Justin Allgaier an issue with his car. Take a look at it at speed.
There he was. Junior said it. The 7 of Allgaier just got loose, had to chase the car up the racetrack, made contact. Nowhere for all these guys to go. But I think that shows you, Rick, track position matters. That's what happened here. Allgaier just overstepped his bounds a little bit. Car got away from him. Took a lot of people with him.
Get her driving here if we can.
Right along with Cole Custer and take another look at how this all happened.
Check for watch. Easy here. Low inside. Collect it up here.
Themselves in position to win a championship, and now it's going to become more difficult.
Look at the carnage.
Rick,
And how that 3,400-pound car just gets lifted in the air on that hit.
Rick, I had a lot of ideas of what could happen today, but I didn't have a wreck in the first corner on the first lap on my list. I just expected them to be very conservative through the first set of corners to get the race underway.
The 20 of Bell now, he's out. Both Allgaier and Bell now are officially out of the race. No opportunity to earn more points.
Yeah, they're all three going to finish right there together, 37, 38, 39.
He goes to the high side through one. That tiffed in the 2. Little speedy dry, and Brandon Jones hits the wall.
Wow.
Tyler Reddick in the 9 also with an issue.
Keep it up there.
Caution coming out again.
Keep it up there. Keep it up there. Slow down here when we get to pit road.
Came out of turn 2. You saw the speedy drive that was trailing back behind the car. That's what they put down to make sure all of the fluid is off the racetrack. But it looked like Brandon Jones just got loose coming off of turn 2.
So he's going down the straight. They're perfectly straight, wide open in the gas, clearly. And Hemrick moved away to try to prevent the side draft, and then the 19 went to try to side draft. Next thing you know, he was sideways. I don't think I've ever seen that before, Junior. Have you?
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't seen anything similar to that in a long time, but
makes you think if he had a tire going down or something. I don't know.
It is possible that maybe he had a left side tire, left rear tire going down. It looked like that would be what might cause that car to turn back to the right.
I did pack a pretty aggressive side draft, so maybe me going really quick was the effect of that. All in all, hate it, but we tried our best there and tried to do what we had to do.
Guys, we got a caution racetrack.
23 of Spencer Gallagher looked like he got into the wall coming through the tri-oval right before turn 1. And looks like the right front tire is probably down on that.
I think he was part of that crash that first wreck we've had, and I think that he had some damage that was creating a rub, and he lost the right front tire coming through the tri-oval on Hemrick, and he's running that high side. We got a spin down the front straightaway here off of turn 4, number 8.
Around he goes, and that is J.A. Junior Vela.
No contact, don't look like. Just got loose off of turn 4 and spun the car out harmlessly down into the grass.
Nice and easy. Don't go too fast. Tires are down. You're going to lose a lap anyway.
He's going to get some great information there. Take it easy on these tires. You got holes on the bottom, and 76 is taking some of the side force off, but it gets loose regardless in that situation. I think he drove up on that 3 wide quicker than he anticipated.
Well, the 23-year-old from Los Angeles, California, doesn't make many starts in the Xfinity Series. This just his second start and the first time he's ever raced at Kansas in the Xfinity Series. Brings out the 5th caution. When we come back, another restart.
Oh, the 18 has been spun on the front stretch across the nose of the lap cars. Ryan Preece in the wall.
And the caution will come out just before the end of stage 1. Some shrapnel coming off of the 18 now. You see the damage to the back.
He's at the bottom, what he thinks is 2 wide, and then it turns into 3 wide, and they just really come down and get him in the quarter panel, spinning the 18 around.
Something's going on there with the 35 of Joey Gase. I mean, it looked like he just drove up there and just moved him.
Yeah, looking at Joey Gase's car, it looks like there's some damage from that. I don't know if that came from earlier between these two guys. But yeah, just puts the 0 car in the fence. They're still hitting each other. You can see that Smith
racing
not
for the
very
free
happy.
pass, guys. Racing for the free pass, maybe.
John Hunter Nemechek, as he enters turn number 3, looking for his first ever win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The 21-year-old from Mooresville will win at Kansas.
Turn that one. Hell yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Fire Alarm, for believing in me and all you guys. Thank you, Chip. Thank you, guys.
Right here, look at the 88 of Alex Bowman in a must-win situation, and right in front of him early, the 19 of Daniel Suarez. Little damage on the right front of that 88. There it is at high speed. Daniel's next corner exit on turn 2, man. You can really lose the race car. You see Daniel chasing that race car. Same place we saw the guys in the Xfinity Series get in trouble yesterday early in the race.
Trying to free it up, Parker. You see Eric Umro leaving. Oh, we have the 15 of Ross Chastain getting on pit road oddly.
The back, guys. 10 away.
Yeah, I think he got in the fence in turn 3 and 4. Take a look at what happened here.
See what we got.
Still green.
Chastain's going to go behind the wall.
Yeah, hard in the wall. A lot of debris coming off the back of that car. Right in the middle of the cycle, man. That's what you don't want, Steve.
No. Well, a caution hasn't come out, so that's still good for a lot of people.
NASCAR America, Jeff, you and I didn't think that 3 could make it. We've seen
Big
so
smoke out
much
of William
trouble.
Byron.
Oh, that looks like an engine failure right there for the 24. If it is, that'd be the second for that company.
Coming to you on pit road here, smoking big.
Oh, man. That's not what you want to see if you're
Chase
another car.
Elliott.
Yeah, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. Oh, yeah. There, man, that's a pretty good job there.
In the garage.
Sliding into the garage, you see the fluid coming out from underneath and behind that car, so they will do some work on the racetrack to have to clean that up. But an engine expiring for William Byron.
Yeah, we saw the same thing with the one car in practice. A ton of fluid out of the race car. Same, looks like a similar issue with how much fluid's out of that race car. Bubba Wallace had some damage to the left rear quarter panel on his car.
Here's the damage.
Man, that did some big time damage to the 21 car. We're having such a great run today. That's going to bring him probably back to pit
Son
road.
of Hall of Famer Bill Elliott down the backstretch for the final time. 2 wins already in 2018. The slide job by Kyle Larson behind him for second. Chase Elliott coming out of turn 4. He's going to win again, this time in Kansas.